Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm Andy, and I have a very special guest here with me today. His name is Ty Johnson. You might recognize him from maybe the Buffalo Bills, running back of Buffalo Bills. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Just got back from the weight room in the field and everything, so doing just
Awesome.
fine. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's pretty rainy. We're over here in Pennsylvania. Is it pretty? Are you guys indoors when you practice, or do you guys do any outdoor?
I do my running outside, and then
Okay.
I have an indoor gym. So
All right, you got rain up there today too?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
a
one of
little rough
those-
out there, a little cold. So
Yeah, one of those dreary days. But hey, that's football weather though too, so.
absolutely.
So Ty, thank you so much for coming on here today. Really appreciate it. Tell a little bit about to everybody here. Give us a little bit of your background, where you grew up, when you got into your interest in football, like a little bit of your youth days, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Well, from Cumberland, Maryland, small town, Western Maryland, right outside of Hagerstown, Frederick, and then not too far from West Virginia. I can get to West Virginia in like the little state line at least like 5 minutes. PA, 5 minutes. So yeah, and then started. How I got into football was there's this kid Andrew Cole in my second grade class. He pulled up on a Friday wearing a Raiders jersey, and I was just intrigued by it. And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "That's my football team." And end up the next season ended up playing for the Raiders actually. Um, and then obviously, being completely new to it, wasn't all that great. Didn't like getting hit or anything like that. But then by the end of that season, I was, full head of steam, running, tackling, all that. End up going to the Cumberland Saints the following season and finished my Pee Wee career out there. Really started to develop as a young athlete there. And went to middle school. Actually ended up taking a year off before going into high school. And yeah, I mean, high school career is great. You know what I'm saying? Played for Fort Hill. Was blessed enough to get my D1 offer from University of Maryland. And the rest is really history. Did some good things at Maryland, and now I'm going into year 7. So
Yeah.
it's been
That's awesome.
a good time.
So you actually won 2 state championships with Fort Hill, correct? In your junior and your senior year, back to back, Maryland won 8 state football championships, and you were named the area high school football player of the year by the Cumberland Times, and that's just a few of your accolades that you had in your high school season. Then you move on to your time at Maryland playing as a Terp. I'm a big Terps fan. I love watching Terp football, basketball, you name it. I actually went to a few of those football games. You might have been playing on the team actually when I went to a few of the games, so it's a small world. I haven't been in a while though, so I can't remember the date. But anyways, did you know from the start that you wanted to pursue football professionally after you got past the didn't want to get hit, and kind of got into the sport? When did you know that you wanted to go further than just high school?
When I was in high school, I wasn't carrying the ball all that much because we were in a wing T offense and like a fullback dive team first. But it was just, I wasn't getting tackled. I was out running everybody, and I was hitting people, and I was just like, oh man, like, Coach Apple, he was one of the first people who was like, hey, if you want to go to college, you can do it, but it's going to be hard. And, kind of led me, like, gave me, the cliff notes, what I need to do, and kind of just took reins of that and was emailing coaches and things of that nature. And then, obviously, got my first offer, went to Maryland, and I think when I knew I wanted to play professionally was after my sophomore year. I had a 1,000-yard season, like a 9.7 average or something like that. And I remember I was in the weight room post bowl game, the Quick Lane Bowl, and I was with Brendan Moore, who's our center at the time, and he was just like, "Hey man, like if you really like keep balling, bro, like you're gonna make it to the league." And I was like, "You think so?" And then like he was like we were in there doing hang snatches and stuff, and I was like, maybe. And then like I really like looked into it and like really dove into it head first and was just like, yeah, this is something I want to do. Um because I didn't want to get a different job. I was like, man, like I've been doing football since I was 7, so I might as well keep going. And so it's been a big blessing. And now I've been playing football for 20 years now. So from when I was 7 to now. So it's been really great.
Cool. That's awesome to hear. A good cool journey like that is really cool to see, especially when it's from somebody that's local, such as yourself. So when you were drafted originally in the NFL, you were drafted by the Detroit Lions, and that was 2020, correct?
2019.
2019, sorry. And then you actually waived by the Lions on the 1st of October 2020, then claimed by the Jets the next day. And then eventually the Jets, you had your release by the Jets, but now you landed on the Buffalo Bills. So I think the journey's been well worth it. I mean, you guys made a playoff run this past year, a really great one. And I was watching the game. I was rooting for you guys. I'm not a Ravens fan at all. Sorry, I'm a Commanders fan at heart. I got to go with the more local team. But no, I love watching you guys play in Buffalo there, and especially lately. You got a lot of touches there this season and a lot of action in the playoffs. You actually scored pretty significant touchdown in the playoffs, a receiving touchdown at that.
Mm-hmm.
And what's funny is you scored that touchdown, and you're the nephew Ron Hare, the former Hancock Panthers high school football coach. I messaged him and I said, well, look at Ty go. That was one hell of a catch right there. And he said, I know. And I watch him and his wife's Facebook posts about you, and it's just really cool to see. What would you say has probably been your favorite part of the NFL so far?
Really just the journey of it. I mean, obviously, it has its perks. Like, we play a kid's game for a king's ransom, but and you get the Sunday night lights, and you get all the attention and the opportunities that come with it, all the other doors that open up with being a football player. But really just the journey at the end of the day. Obviously, like you said, 2020 was waived, go to the Jets, spent some time there, produced a good bit, and then just tearing my pec and then getting released by them. It's all just helped me callous my mind and prep me into the player that I am today. So it really is, it's not really the destination or anything else. Like, it's really been my favorite part's been the journey and the work. Because I feel like I was already a good player, but I've been just developing every year into, just a better player, and there's just parts of my game that just keeps getting better. So that's what I enjoy the most. And then just the relationships. I think the relationships I've built has probably been the best thing more than anything. Guys, getting married, having kids, having family, just building that, that after post football life. So that's been probably my favorite, just seeing that, and it's not just putting on pads and helmets, like you really, are, immersed into everyone else's lives, whether, it's the janitors, the cafeteria, the team trainers, the coaches, the players. I think that's probably been the biggest thing, like the camaraderie that you build with it.
Yeah, a lot of people would probably look at your journey and think, oh man, that kind of stinks that he got waived by the Lions and the Jets. But like you said, you got the positive about that is you gained so many relationships while you were there, and those relationships don't go away just because you don't play for the team anymore. And that's really, and I agree with you 110%. And it's all about the journey for sure. And so what do you, we going to win a championship coming up this year, or?
I mean, I'll take it day by day, man. I mean, I think that's the goal for anybody at any level, whether it's high school, college, and professionally. But I just take it day by day. I really don't like speaking on it because I like take it week by week. Like even during the season last year, people are like, "Oh yeah, you guys might play this team in the playoffs or this team." I'm like, hell, man, like I just want to play this week. Like, why do I need to worry about what's going to happen? So, I mean, that's always the ultimate goal. A team goal, of course. And I mean that would also be a personal goal as well. But really, I just like taking it day by day, man. Like I don't like speaking in too far into the future. I like being in the present now.
Yeah, I hear you. So a normal day for a professional football player, especially in the off season, is it mostly like a wake up, workout, eat, workout, and just repeat that until the day's through, or watch any film? How does a normal day go for you?
In the off season, like when I'm home, I'm not like during OTAs.
Mm,
It's really just do whatever, to be honest. Like I stay moving, as I'm getting closer to, OTAs, which is mid-April. That's when you lock in more so. And when you report back, then yeah, it's, you wake up, eat, treatment, uh, workout, film study, playbook study, and then you get the rest of your day. But in terms of like the true off season when you're not with the team or anything, I can stay busy. Like I'll when it's colder out and there's snow, like I snowboard, do things of that nature.
okay.
Work with my cars, I play with my dogs. I'm always doing projects around the house. Um, put in some flooring yesterday. And then like I got chickens this off season, so building chicken coop and a chicken run. Just
That seems to be the hot thing to do lately. All my friends are getting like these chickens, and
yeah,
they're laying eggs, and I'm going to them for the eggs. I'm not going to the grocery store. They're cheaper.
right.
They're cheaper than the friends.
Exactly. I've wanted chickens for the past like 3 years, so this year was just like had everything in the yard squared away, all the projects in the yard squared away, so it
Yeah.
was just something to do essentially, and then
Mhm.
yeah, that's really it. But once you get into like organized team activities, that's when it's more hands-on, film study, things of that nature, and you're with the team, of course, and then that leads into the summer, and you get about what 30 days, almost a little bit over a month maybe, um, before you go into camp, which, some guys take that time to, go on another vacation or whatever, but usually, like me, I guess stay running, stay crafting and everything, and, wait for that time to go for reporting for camp.
Cool. So I want to talk a little bit about how you give back to your community. You have a football camp that you do in your hometown of Cumberland. There, that's actually coming up pretty soon, correct?
Hmm.
It's the fourth annual football camp, and that starts May 17th.
Yep.
Okay, if there's anybody that wants to sign up for the camp, how would they do that? Where can they go?
Well, we're actually at capacity right
Oh, okay,
now.
well,
We
that's great.
every single year we have a Eventbrite link,
Hmm.
and the past few years it's sold out within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But this year it took about an hour to sell out because the website kept crashing, the link kept crashing because so many people were trying to get in.
Yeah.
But every single year, 3 years ago we started with 150 kids. 2 years ago it was 200. Last year it was 250. This year we're at 300.
Mhm.
Um, and it's been a great time. Like I really truly enjoy it. Just the community wants to get involved. This year we have different tiers. Like you can donate $20 if you want, but if you end up getting to like the like 150, 500, 1,000, like there's different things.
Okay.
The 1,000 was like I come meet and greet, and you got a football, signed football, things of that nature.
Oh,
We
cool.
we rap a little bit. Um, and whatnot, which all of it's great. And then this year we did a fourth tier for 1,500, which was dinner with me,
Mhm.
and we
Okay.
had about I think 5 companies that have been doing it every single year so far.
Mhm.
Um, do it, and it was a great time. We actually had dinner last week, and I'm just so appreciative of everyone who like gets involved and donates and wants to help, because all of it's a free camp complete. Like a lot of the money even comes out of my pocket still, but it's just being able to give something to the community for the kids to enjoy, and put a little bit of belief and positivity in their life. And
Yeah.
all the donations, whatever we make, goes to the APES program, which is a after school program.
Hmm.
um the BW High School, which it's held at because they're gracious enough to let us to use their field,
Okay.
and also the animal shelter, which I'm very big into donating and giving back to them. So
Mhm.
every dollar that we make goes back into the camp and to these three other sources like the school, the ACE program, and the animal shelter. So it's really great, and I truly enjoy it. And just seeing the kids, and some of the kids talk trash that day, so I gotta give them some work. But it's always been a good time, and especially the coaches. Last year I think I had about 26 coaches, so it's just like people who have like an affinity for football
Yeah.
and have been doing it with me for the past few years. Every single year we bring on like a few new guys or whatever, but there's been like a core like 15 guys who've been doing it every single year so far, and I just have a great appreciation for them, and especially my mom and sister who really have taken the reins on doing like the logistic stuff behind the scenes, and it's truly a great thing. Like I truly enjoy it. I've had teammates ask me how I run my camp and stuff, So it's really been a great time.
Cool. That's awesome. How else do you do any other activities within the community besides your football camp?
Really the animal shelter, like I mentioned,
Yeah. Mhm.
the past few years, you know, um doing like a Super Bowl Sunday. Like we
Okay.
go out there get burgers, stuff like that. We actually
Oh,
did an
cool.
adoption event this past year. Oh, not this past year, but
Yeah.
February.
Mhm.
We did a dog adoption event. We had about 7 or 8 dogs adopted, and we had a whole bunch of monetary donations of food, blankets, whole bunch of stuff. So it
That's
was a
awesome.
very successful day. And here and there, I'll do other stuff. Like I always go up to BW and speak to the classes or things of that nature.
Hmm.
I really haven't been able to get to any schools this off season because I kind of been in and out of Cumberland and whatnot. But usually, speak to some schools, something like that, and just really just speaking to people when they ask me questions, whether it's a young guy or a young guy that plays football. They see me at the YMCA or whatever. They ask me certain questions, just giving them some insight, and then just working with some family friends like their kids and stuff like that. I know there's a one guy, family friend, he wants me to work with his son to do some football drills and stuff. So just doing things like that. Just trying to have an impact in one way or another.
Cool. So I kind of want to. I want to switch. Not. I don't want to really switch gears too much, but I kind of want to ask your opinion. Who do you have winning the championship tonight?
I
Florida
mean,
or Houston?
I like Houston because I like the upset.
Yeah.
Um,
I
you
mean, they
know,
upset Duke already. Why not Florida, right?
exactly.
I had Duke winning
Um,
it all. They busted my bracket. I mean, not that I had a
yeah,
perfect bracket, anyways, but
I had Maryland and Duke in the finals,
that's
and
exactly what I. That's exactly what
Maryland
I
winning, but Maryland kind of
Same here,
screwed me
man.
on that one a little bit.
Yep.
I knew when they struggled against what was it, Colorado State. I knew it was going to be a
Hmm.
rough one against Florida, so I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Houston win, just because it's Houston, and like I like Texas. I like Dallas and Frisco better, but it's like it's Texas. I have an affinity for Texas, so I was
Yeah.
like, let me see Dallas do their thing,
Yeah.
um, and everything. So not Dallas, Houston do their thing,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I actually didn't watch the Houston Duke game. After the Auburn Florida game, I was like, I
yeah.
was like, let me take my ass to bed. But it was good though. And then even like the UConn South Carolina game, I was just like,
Yeah, that was a little
man,
bit of a
like
blowout
that
there.
was a beating. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah. I hope it doesn't turn out like that for the. I don't think it will tonight. It should be a good game. Houston's got a really good defense, so
yeah,
it'll definitely be a game of offense and a high caliber offense and a great defense. Not that Houston doesn't have a great offense as well, but they defend the three well, so it'll be fun
yeah.
to watch. Yeah.
Because whatever sport it is, like turnover battle, man. Mostly football,
Mm-hmm.
basketball, but turnovers, man. Like
Yep.
that's the key to the game.
That's the
So if you have
key.
a great turnover differential, then you won't be sitting pretty.
Yeah, exactly. So, one last question I have for you that I want to know. Who out of your NFL career so far has been your favorite player to play with, be on the team with?
I mean, I think anyone would know the answer would be Josh,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Um, Josh is definitely number one because like we're joking like before the snap or whatever, like saying whatever, and like I'm talking to him, things of that nature. So it's been great, but like there's been a lot of other great players that I truly enjoyed playing with, like Frank Gore, right, when I was in the Jets. Now I'm playing with his son, Frank Gore Jr., which is
Mm-hmm.
like, crazy. Um, I really enjoyed playing with Matt Stafford because it just the mind on him was, insane. Like protections, him changing, audibling everything, telling who to go to who. It's just, he's the high IQ, football IQ with him. Another guy was actually Joe Flacco, just because I got to the Jets with Adam Gase offense, and I you get there, 4 games in, you still got to learn a whole playbook.
Yeah.
It's hard. And Joe, I remember one day we called a fastball, and I was like, "Yeah, what do I got?" And he was like, "Shit, I don't know, run a flare." And I was like, "All right, bet." And he hit me too, so I was like, "Bet." And he was just a great dude. I remember he was the one day I was just like, "Yeah, this guy's a dude." Was I first got to the Jets, and that week we were about to play Miami.
Mm.
Well, it was Arizona. That was my first week there, and then the following week was Miami. So Arizona, he was doing some P squad reps because Sam was out or whatever, and he literally has his hands in his pocket, calls the play, has his hands still in his pocket, goes up to the center, snaps the ball, launches a deep ball down the left sideline, and before it's even complete, he puts his hands back in his pocket and turns around and comes back towards the coaches. I was just like, yeah, this is a dude. But like overall, for sure, definitely Josh. Because he's a great football player, but a greater person. So
Yeah, he seems like a really great guy. Well, Ty, it's been so much fun talking with you. I appreciate your time. Hopefully, we can connect again in the future. Good luck this coming season coming up, and then enjoy the rest of your off season. And again, thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it.
no, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'm glad we could connect.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.